First one I asked then is describe what you do in 3 words.
Okay.
What do you do? Explain it in 3 words.
I would say observe,
Okay.
process, communicate.
Observe, process, communicate. I like it. Now you get to elaborate. How do you observe, process, and communicate?
Well, I think it applies to improv. It applies to writing.
Definitely improv.
But yeah, like it's definitely like truly like being like, what is happening in the world? What is happening in the scene? Like, and taking that all in, like, and truly listening. And then the processing is like, now what do I think of that? And where do I think this goes from here? And then communicating is like my regurgitation of that. Like, it's like, here's what I think. My boss, Bruce, said something to me once that like I thought was like one of those beautiful things I ever heard, where I was talking to him because he didn't really perform much anymore. And I was like, do you ever miss it? Like, do you still have the urge to perform? And he like thought about it and said like, no, I have the urge to communicate. Oh. And I was just like, oh, that's like so beautiful. I was just like, yeah. And it is that thing where that's what I think like TV and improv and all is. It's just like us trying to like make humor out of the human experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's like the biggest thing that like, because UCB is so game heavy and stuff like that, where like when I am on stage with somebody and they don't understand the game, like I'm just like, what the fuck, dude? Like we all are on the same page. Like we're all observing the same thing. Right. So like you should be able to like understand this, right?
Yeah.
And that's to me sometimes when like kids don't get game, I'm like, you're not really listening. Like you're not truly like figuring out what's happening.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the process part.
Yeah, too. Yeah, just like, yeah. And then it's like, the process also is like adding to it of just being like, well, it's one thing to just be like, oh, that's happening. I can like identify it. Now it's like, okay, then what do you do with that thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great answer.